Uncle Sam needs you. This phrase was printed on posters adorning the streets of thousands of American cities during World War II, urging the young men to join the war effort. It is seen today as a phrase as American as apple pie and baseball. It reminds us of our veterans and their importance to our nation's history and future. We know that the veterans are important, but do we know why? The most obvious answer is because they keep us safe. And while I do agree with this statement, I believe there is a deeper answer. I believe that veterans are important to our nation's history and future because they fight for a day when a military is no longer needed, because there is no more war. President John Fitzgerald Kennedy, who was himself a veteran of World War II, seemed to understand this when, referring to his promise of world peace, said, "All this will not be finished in the first 100 days, nor will it be finished in the first 1,000 days. Not in the life of this administration, not even perhaps in our lifetime on this planet. But let us begin." President Kennedy knew the truth about veterans. They fight for a day where war is fictional. They fight for a day that sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, husbands, and wives don't have to lay down their lives to protect us. Much like President Kennedy once spoke of peace in a time of conflict, President Ronald Reagan spoke of national defense in a time of peace. He once said, "A truly successful army is one that, because of its strength and ability and dedication, will not be called upon to fight, for no one will dare provoke it. Our military strength is a prerequisite to peace, but let it be clear we maintain this strength in the hope that it will never be used." Reagan, having lived through the realities of World War II as a stateside veteran, and having lost many friends and loved ones in that conflict, knew firsthand what war cost a nation. In order to reduce the chance of repeating any similar armed conflict, his strategy was to avoid it altogether through military might. During the Cold War, our veterans stood strong against any encroachment on our liberties as Americans, as we watched regimes of tyranny fall as the spark of democracy caught fire in other parts of the world. Both Reagan and Kennedy understood their leadership role from the context of their service as veterans. Their wisdom and understanding of the greatest purpose of our armed services protect us even today and will continue into the future. My father, Chris Cook, fought for this purpose alongside the 1st Armored Division of the United States Army in the liberation of Kuwait during the First Gulf War. Many others have fought before and after him, with some paying the ultimate sacrifice for this ideal. The specifics of Gulf Wars may differ in ways from the conflicts of the World Wars, Korea, and Vietnam. However, whether they served in times of war or peace, all veterans have served as the gatekeepers and watchmen of the shining city on a hill that is America, protecting us against those that would wish to destroy it. So, why are veterans important to our nation's history and future? They are important because every war fought, and every war we will fight, every life lost, and every life we will lose, has and will be for the same future. A world where no bullets are fired. A world where families aren't destroyed at the pull of a trigger. A world where there is no more war, and America is seen as a glowing beacon of peace in times of darkness. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be 1,000 years from now. But it will happen. That is why I have faith in and believe deep in my heart that our veterans are important to our nation's history and future.